Welcome to STARCARD Podcast. Here at STARCARD Podcast, people tune in from around the world to listen to some random guy who lost his job, career, reputation, millions of dollars, and cannot right his own ship. Try to tell us how to improve our lives by talking to tarot cards. My name is Breakaway Ray. And apparently, my entire existence, my whole life plan, is for entertainment purposes only. You've tuned in to a live tarot throw. Today is June 6th, 2026. It's double digit day, everybody. 0606. I suggest and recommend and encourage you to turn off all your devices after watching today's STARCARD podcast. It's double digit days. Let's stick it to the oligarchs. And yeah, it's a live tarot throw, everybody. It's Saturday morning. Who needs cartoons? Breakaway Ray is throwing tarot cards. Let's tell you what's on the agenda. I'm pretty sure, again, it is Saturday, so it looks like it's 7-card Saturday. We'll throw 7 cards, and we'll see if we can divine a message from the tarot world that offers us encouragement and something uplifting, right? And then I'm going to borrow a line from the movie Airplane and discuss some stories talking about getting a hold of yourself. You know, you could always tune in somewhere else. But then I'm going to read to you something I just wrote before I turn on the camera. It's a message home, a postcard to the family from someone visiting a planet internet. A planet internet. More on that later. And then I'm imagining in about 40, 45 minutes, who knows how long I'm going to go, right? It'll be time for tarot for the audience. So if you're tuned in live and you'd like a tarot reading for the second part of the show, go ahead and write in all capital letters, tarot, please. I'm going to check in a little while, and I'm happy to throw cards for everybody. All right. Well, it's been a couple of days, so I probably got like a lot of stuff to get off my chest. Let's throw some tarot cards, everybody. Let's go to the tarot cam. It'll be a moment while I set the stage down here on the tarot table. Just slightly off a little bit here. Nice. Almost. Hang on. Great. I think we're doing okay. Hang on. Wait a minute. All right. So I have here the Light Seers Tarot, and I'm happy to throw some cards from the Light Seers Tarot today. Let's get my little poster for 7-card Saturday out so we all know what day it is. That's important. I need the help. Sometimes days of the week, I ain't got them. I can read the date, though. All right, here we go. Light Seers Tarot. Brand new deck. Oh, such lovely backing. I may have mentioned this before. It seems very masculine in a way for this particular deck, and you'll see what I mean. Look at this gigantic book. I would love to have time to care about reading this book. I turn that into something funny. Yeah, I really do care. I do want to read. I wish I had nothing but time just to do tarot all the time, right? And then here you go. There's the Fool. Already off to a great start. Let's give these a toss. All right, Tarot World, it's 7-card Saturday. I'm all set to send your messages all over planet Earth and beyond, because that's what I'm all about, breaking away. It's 7-card Saturday. All right, Tarot World, the floor is yours. Please tell us a story. Oh, let's go one more time. 7-card Saturday. Wisdom from the cosmos through the tarot cards. 1, 2, 3. That's the bottom. Oh, there's the top. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Olay. All right. Just like my life plan, right? It's all for entertainment purposes only. Here we go, everybody. I'm going to keep playing that song all day. Hang on a second. 7-card Saturday. Good. All right, let's see what I can do. I'm not rusty. Watch this. First up, it's the 5 of Swords. Win at all costs. Abuse. Wow. I like it when you start off like that, because then there's like almost no way to go but up. This guy is annoyed by dealing with whatever those problems are. I'm not really sure who that man is way in the back. Anyway, nobody's really happy when they see 5 of Swords. Somebody's trying to win. And now you have to be part of the game. It's the Moon. It's the card of the subconscious, mystery and illusion. Well, why don't you contemplate that image of the woman underwater like that? Isn't the world different when you're underwater? Yeah. All you Aquarian symbols out there, zodiac signs, Aquarian signs. Okay. Who's next? It's the Page of Swords, the new way of communicating. That person has a book and lots of light bulbs above her head, lots of bright ideas. So, from the events of living on surface planet Earth, which are base and low vibration, when we turn inward, we can convert those energies into something inspiring, right? Everyone who has survived something did it as a whole person, consciously and subconsciously. You converted it all. You became the Empress. And now you have a new way of communicating and showing others the way to go. You're filled with bright ideas. How did that happen? I can think of lots of ways where it was not necessary. Okay, we can all watch out in the future. I already gave it some thought. All right, let's finish the message. It's the 7 of Pentacles. Something will be revealed. In this case, the farmer sees that the seed he planted is revealing itself in a young plant. I see 7 pentacles. I see 7 colorful orbs under the ground. What is that called? Permaculture? I should study up on that. Okay, next up, 7 of Cups. That's 2 7s in a row. 7 of Cups. So many opportunities. The Hermit. We're going to keep on looking inward, are we? And then finally, the 4 of Pentacles, prizing what shines, dressing up your best for when you walk to church on Sunday morning, okay? But remembering prizing what shines and putting your best foot forward. So how does it go? Oh, life is such a struggle. But when we advance, we do so as a whole person, aligning our subconscious with our conscious and getting onto our soul's path, because we're here for a reason. We're here to bring light and inspiration to others. And guess what? That's all going to be revealed. 7 of Pentacles. Wait a second. 7 of Pentacles. I got that right. It's the 7 of Swords that's revealing. Oh, of course. 7 of Pentacles. Go with what you're growing. Go with what you're growing. The 7 of Cups says there'll be all kinds of opportunities because of that. And as long as you're on your soul's path, like the Hermit is, okay, you're keeping those 7s lined up, okay, you're going to be looking good in the end at the end of the week. I like that message of, you know what, let's just take care of business right now. Even if we have to get to the end of the week, it's the end of the week. So let's have some fun. Here we are together. Those are lovely cards. Thank you very much, Light Seers Tarot. Thank you, Tarot World. Thanks for helping me get the show going. Let's give these a toss. I'm seeing the chat fill up. I'm happy everyone's having a good time in the chat. I'm not reading the chat till after the show, but I will check later for capital letters for tarot requests. Okay, and if you have a name tag, I'm going to get your name tag out. And if you don't have a name tag, I'm going to make one for you. All right, stand by, please. About to come upstairs. And then we're going to go back downstairs. Upstairs, downstairs. That was like an old BBC show I never watched. You'd have to stay up late for that? Okay. So when I grew up in the 1970s, I didn't have a TV in my room. So if I was staying up late, it's because I'm an insomniac. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to review with everybody or introduce to people who are new here at STARCARD Podcast some posters that I made that go along with some of the thoughts that we're presenting today. And then I have what I refer to as, they're anecdotes, they're anticipatory sets. They set the stage in the learner's mind for the things I care to discuss today. I think, so we'll go with the posters first. Yeah, here we go. I'll show you what I came up with. Thanks for joining me, everybody. All right, so if you've been watching the show for a while, you've seen these before, okay? It's the uncommon triple circle Venn diagram, okay? So we have free will, and things are malleable and changeable and adjustable inside the purple circle, okay? But at the same time, we came down here with a plan. There's only so many things that we can do. Our DNA was only triggered and plugged in for certain programs, but we can alter that if we want to. Nevertheless, your purple malleable free will circle overlaps with the fixed timeline. If you're right in here, that's the sweet spot, right? And then you're hoping that there's other players that we're all interacting with, and we're hoping that whatever their plans are overlap with ours, because again, that would be the sweet spot of the free will zone, keeping things going. All right, what's my next poster look like? I think this is from the very last show. I'm encouraging everyone to go on a media fast. And you know what? Where is it? Here it is. I heard about the media fast before I actually read this book. I bought this book, Bringers of the Dawn by Barbara Marciniak, and I left it on my shelf for several months. Then I heard about this book, and I heard about how people called Pleiadians encourage us to go on a media fast. And then, having given it lots of thought, because I'm not going to work, I came up with this idea. I'm trying to understand what they're talking about. And if you've been following along for a long time, I think the audience knows and the Pleiadians know I'm skeptical. But anyway, let's go along with what we got here. So each of us has individual consciousness. You are listening to me right now using it, okay? But each of us also has a subconscious, and we can interact with one another's subconscious. And then if we go deeper into trance, there's echelons of a collective soul that includes information, or I guess you would say light and love. And if you want to go even further down and branch out even farther, hermetically speaking, you're in touch with the whole cosmos. But if you can remove this part where you bombard your brain all day with media, if you can remove this part, okay, you'll have direct, unfiltered contact to your subconscious, and you'll be able to adjust your game plan and ask for help more clearly. But in the meantime, while you're inundating your brain with media, you're letting other people and even other intelligences program you and cloud your psychic vision and prevent you from getting in touch with your subconscious. All right, so make some choices. Are the Knicks in the finals? Yeah, all right, we're going to have to watch that. Maybe we put it on mute, though, okay? And we call the game ourselves. We do the play-by-play. What do those guys say anyway? They say the same stuff over and over again. All right, so anyway, make your choices about what kind of media you want to have in your life if you expect to speed up your connection to the subconscious. All right, nice poster, Breakaway Ray. What do you do on a media fast? All right, hang on a second, everybody. Did Breakaway Ray just send us to our room with no dessert and no television? That's punishment. No media? Come on, how am I going to fall asleep? Pardon me, everybody. All right, so you got to have a plan. And for some of us, either it's been so long since we had a plan, or even for those of us that might be younger, we don't know anything else but having a screen in our face nearby somewhere, right? So I made this sentence strip up with some ideas, but let's face it, when you're not using media, what a great time for reflection. Get out a notebook. Get out a notebook. Start writing. How are you going to know what you're thinking until you see what you write? You think you know what you're thinking? You should write down what you think you're thinking. Okay, but here are some other ideas. Okay. Everybody talks about going out in nature. And for some of us, it's very hard because we might live in a very crowded, congested, city-like area. Nevertheless, maybe there's some kind of tiny sliver of nature that you can hold on to. You know what? Nature is different. Nature is the original binaural beat situation. Okay, you're out in nature, and nature doesn't follow mechanical rhythms. You got birds and bugs over there, and breezes over here, and other sounds, and it reshapes your brain, right? It shakes it all up, and then you have to really focus on what you're paying attention to. Okay, there's no pattern that's been spoon-fed to you. You're figuring out for yourself because you're realigning with nature. You're part of nature. You need to go take a walk, everybody. You want to start off small, walk around the block. You want to take a short walk? Okay. I don't expect people to have watched all 200 plus videos at STARCARD podcast, but many people know I had a grandfather who lived to 103 years old. Guy took a walk every day, twice a day. And walking seems to benefit health in general. Humans are made for walking 10 to 12 miles a day, apparently. Go ahead, circulate the blood throughout your body. Get out of the regular routine. And of course, I'm Breakaway Ray. I'm saying take a walk without the earbuds. Okay. What else we got? Journaling. I already made mention of getting out a journal and writing things down. You're going to get out your notebook, start out like a diary, straight up. Okay. Write down actual events. Okay. And then since you're a grown up, riff on it. Write 3 things that, this event made you think of. Is it something that you care about? Does it remind you of something else that you care about? Is there something in the future that you care about that you want to write down since this thing reminds you of that? Okay. And I mention this because I wrote many diaries for many years. And I realized that when I was a teenager, starting my diaries, I would pretty much write a laundry list, a literal laundry list of the things today I did the laundry, then I cooked dinner, then I babysat, and then I went out and played. I literally wrote down basic things because I was just a teenager. My brain was still developing. I think it's still developing. Many of you would say it's overdeveloped, Breakaway Ray. You need some help. Okay, what else is on my list here? Okay, so get the media out of your life. Stop making other people program you, including me. Okay, program yourself. You decide what you think about. Write down what you want to think about. Isn't there something on your mind you're tired of thinking about that? Okay, get out your notebook and have a conversation with either that item or your spirit guides and sort this out. Okay, today's the first day of the rest of your life. You don't need that thing. You don't need that baggage the rest of your life. Okay, even if it's going to take small steps and along the way, eventually you're going to shed it. Start now. Okay, self-program. And one of the things that we're all missing out on, and I see it on a macrocosmic scale because of my former career in school, we're not creating as much anymore and we're not playing as much. And you know what? That's how we all started when we were kids, creating and playing, using our imagination. Of course, no one wants us to use our imagination because then we're all going to figure things out. So I invite you to use your imagination, create, find something that you like to play, find some art or writing that you like to do. Start by making a haiku. I challenge you. Can you do it? Yeah, you would think it's so easy. 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. You think it's so easy. Have fun. I'm changing props and scripts. One moment. I'm going to check my notes now. Wow. Wait, where's the other page? There it is. Hang on, everybody. I'm trying to adjust the stage so it's not hard for you and also not hard for me to look at the screen. Here we go. Hang on. All right. So this one I call Trip to Planet Internet. Trip to Planet Internet. So I wrote it as if, okay, let me start over again. This is a trip to Planet Internet. I wrote it as if I'm a highly evolved being sending a postcard home to my home planet, but I'm visiting what you might consider a less evolved planet. And on this planet, there is an Internet of Things that runs everything. There are humans on the planet, but it's an Internet of Things that actually negotiates, passport control and business and allocating resources and everything official. It actually goes through the Internet of Things. Here on surface planet Earth, we have an Internet of Things. Not too many people pay attention to it, but your refrigerators now, they can all connect and talk to each other and pass notes on the internet. You can't even take your car into the shop anymore unless you have a computer telling you what's wrong with your car. I mean, We have expert mechanics. I know because I just went through this. We have expert mechanics, people who work in garages, for their whole careers. And now with the new cars, they can't always tell what's going on. They have to rely on something that's not a human to help them figure out what's going on, right? So it's kind of like that kind of a planet. All right, so here I go. A man writing home to his home planet from a internet planet. Hi, hun. I'm going to get the light right for you here. I'm going to get the tint right. Oh, that's kind of cool. That kind of works. Okay. Hi, hun. I just landed on this planet. I should only be here a couple of time segments. Once my neural apparatus... I'm going to start over, everybody. Let's start over because we got to get in the groove. Hi, hun. I just landed on this planet. I should only be here a couple of time segments. Once my neural apparatus has assimilated to the Internet of Things on this planet, I should be good to go. Since I am an advanced being, I have to allow the lesser creatures and machines guide me. I don't want you to worry while I'm away. Our neural connection will be back online once I leave this primitive planet. In the meantime, give my greetings to the progeny. I send telepathic appreciation to you with this digital postcard from planet Earth. We're going to invite the Terror World to comment on that story later on in the show. Now, now it's a series of stories. Lots of people like this. I might be like the only one who doesn't like this. Here's what I don't like. When I first started teaching in 1990, you were so grateful to have recess time because it meant it was a break time. And you can go to the restroom, you go to the staff room, you get your mail, okay? And you get to talk to other grown-ups in the staff room. And in fact, since you have the same job, you can kind of commiserate. Not that you should commiserate, because in lots of ways you should be celebrating this wonderful job that you have. Nevertheless, when I went to the staff room where I worked, there tended to be a lot of conflict and complaining. So I just didn't go in. So about 5 or 6 years ago, 2020, I hired my first psychic. Her name was Teah. She goes by the Reincarnated Mystic title. I believe the Reincarnated Mystic still has a YouTube channel. She teaches people how to become psychic. Okay, so I asked her, I said, I've been working so hard at this. I'm trying to transfer because I don't feel like it's normal at the school and there's lots of issues. And the message that Teah sent back to me was, well, you know what? Even if you did transfer, it's pretty much the same thing everywhere. Now, that's according to a psychic, everybody. This is for entertainment purposes only. I don't want to characterize every staff room as a haven for hatred and bile and complaining and competition. But according to the data that I gathered, just from my corner of the world, that's what the psychic was telling me. So it wouldn't have mattered if I left the strange situation I was in. I was headed toward another strange situation no matter where I went. And maybe, if you look at it cosmically, again, my life plans for entertainment purposes only, I wasn't done learning whatever that lesson was that I was supposed to get at that school. And so I was not going to be let out of it, even if I went to a different school, whatever that lesson was. And then when I was finally let out of the school, I called another psychic. I'm going to remember her name in a moment. Margie K, Dr. Margie K, right. I actually hired Margie K a couple of times. I got so lucky. So when I was finally not in the job anymore, in an unexpected way, in a way that I feel was unfortunate and unfair, okay, I asked Margie K and I talked to my spirit guides about it. I put this in my book called The Convoluted Autobiography. It's linked in the description, by the way. And so anyway, here's the deal. I said, hey, I'm out of a job now. I was supposed to learn some kind of lesson, but I'm not at school now. And then the message came back was, and everyone else still is at school. You're not at school. You learned your lesson. They have not. They're still in there. Ooh, I just gave away part of my book. Now you don't have to read it. Okay. So wanted to share those items. I was not into, I didn't have time to go into the staff room and share stories about kids in my class. I needed to get things done. And you know what? Usually in those situations, I'm always being polite. I want to listen first. And then what am I listening to? And what am I supposed to be changing? And am I going to hear about this kid all year long just because this one teacher is vexed by one particular student, probably a boy? Okay. And now we got to hear about it every time we go in the staff room. I'm not doing that stuff. So I never wanted to tell stories. It was like you were just spinning your wheels. You're focusing on the past. You got more fun to go have. Okay, when you're at a carnival, okay, as soon as you get off the ride or whatever, you go, that was a fun ride. Let's go to the next one. All right. So I didn't go in the staff room, and I missed out after 20 years of hanging out in the staff room because it was a hostile environment for me. And if you care to, you can check out the playlist, Breakaway Ray Saves Your DNA, episode 4. It's way at the beginning of the STARCARD podcast. There's a Breakaway Ray Saves Your DNA playlist. You can go check it out. Anyway, lots of times when I tell these stories about school, it reminds me of how unfortunate and how weird everything was. I don't want to remember all this stuff. So that's 2 reasons I don't want to bring up stuff that I remember happily, because now I'm going to be bummed. Okay. And I also don't want to bring it up because it reminds me of how unfortunate everything was. Ooh, I almost cussed. So anyway, I'm going to tell you some stories. You're welcome. First off, hey, remember the movie Airplane? I think it came out in the 1980s. Or Robert Hayes, Leslie Nielsen. Oh, Leslie Nielsen. That guy was classic. So anyway, there's a scene in the movie Airplane, which was a comedy, everybody. Okay. There's a scene in the movie Airplane where there's a woman and she knows the plane is in trouble and she's sitting next to her husband and she's starting to panic a little bit, as anyone would. Okay. And so, her husband gives her a little shake and says, oh, get a hold of yourself. And then the doctor comes by, get a hold of yourself. And he gives her a little extra shake. And then the stewardess comes by and really shakes her up. Get a hold of yourself. And they all say it. In fact, there's a big long line of people ready to rough up this lady who needs to get a hold of herself. So that's why I started by making this poster. We're going to invite the terror world to comment on Get a Hold of Yourself. And don't forget, we're going to revisit Planet Internet. Okay, now let's change stories here. Okay, I didn't know much about the Greek mathematician and philosopher Pythagoras, Pythagoras. Pythagoras. I'm a school teacher. All I ever knew about the guy was the triangle. And I had to work hard to get the triangle part. Pythagoras was a complete philosopher. Anyway, I learned a little bit about him. I listened to a story on the internet. This is some time ago. And they were telling about some time in Pythagoras' life. He was a vegetarian. He got his protein from plants and nuts and things like that. And he happened to be consulted because he was very smart, very wise. He had psychic abilities. Did you guys know that? So naturally, if you're a general in an army, you always want to have a psychic around. Anyway, he's checking out. There's some men. I don't know if they're soldiers or whatever, but the point is they have time off of work and they're gambling. And they're all getting all excited. They're emotional and they're losing money and they're winning money. And, Pythagoras is invited. He's all not interested, guys. Not interested. Okay, that'd be like if you were a 30-plus year teacher and some of the first graders said, come on out and run laps with us. No, that's not for me. You guys go have fun. So, but that was Pythagoras' thing. You're giving over your emotions, your energy to something that means nothing. And the point is, he knew where there was really something, and he was elevating and expanding his consciousness. And I'm still talking about this guy 2,000 or 3,000 years after he was gone. All right, so I encourage you to learn about Pythagoras. Go beyond the triangle and Pythagorean theorem. Okay, let's see what else I got here. All this is stuff. All the stuff, if you connect the dots after the show, it's supposed to mean something. You know who helped us put it all together? The AI summary that I like so much. Yeah, YouTube AI summary. You guys rock. All right, let's go back to my notes. All right, so now I am actually going to tell you about a student. This student, this former 4th grader, has to be at least in his 30s by now. I'm only going to say his first name, unique first name, Dallas. That name can go for boys or girls. In this case, it was a boy named Dallas. Dallas was in 4th grade at a different school in my district, but he did not pass 4th grade. He was a little young for his year, and for whatever reason, they were going to ask him to repeat it. And you know what? In our school district, it's pretty wise. If you're gonna ask a kid to repeat, don't do it at the same school where he would have been in 4th grade and all his friends would have been in 5th grade, the top year. They would have been graduating from 5th grade, going on to middle school. They would have been having all the perks of 5th graders, but he would be behind. So he went to a different school, which was my school, and he happened to land in my class. And that was a blessing for both of us, for sure. I still have in my mind, I still have a picture of Dallas in the classroom I took. He was the only guy in the room. And he's like waving like this. Anyway, suffice it to say, his parents gave me a lot of credit for changing their son's life around. He wasn't discouraged anymore. He liked coming to school. There was nothing behind him that he had to worry about. And in fact, he wasn't repeating all the things that he did the previous year in 4th grade because Mr. Breakaway breaks things up and he does things differently. So even things like he had to do, he got a second look at it. It was like having a preview the year before, and now he's really ready to take care of it this time. So I want to say, thanks to Dallas. It was a great experience. I'm glad I could help the guy out. I hope things turned out well for him. Yeah, that's a happy story, right? Nobody messed that up, right? Okay. Now, let's go back to Breakaway Ray versus the staff room. I'm not going in the staff room. I've talked about this before. So I would cut through the cafeteria to go to the staff restroom. But a long time ago, early 21st century, maybe late 20th century, I would go through the cafeteria, and in the back of the cafeteria, there would be some kindergartners who got to stay in those days because we didn't have all day kindergarten. So they got out about noon. They were there for lunch, and then they would go with the childcare lady. They would go out to childcare until their parents picked them up. So these are the kindergartners that didn't go home. I knew what childcare was about because I did summer camp, and I would hang out with kids from like 3 o'clock till sometimes 6 o'clock while we're all waiting around for their parents to pick them up. So I know the childcare vibe. Anyway, in the cafeteria, at the back, where the windows were, they put up some partitions like you find in cubicles and offices, 6-foot high partitions, because behind the partitions, the teachers had like a little work area to make copies. Okay. So, and that little work area and the partition are right here. And on the other side are the kindergartners having their lunch. And then when I would come in the door, they're all staring at the door. They see me right there. So I can't get out of it, and after a while, I'm so friendly with them. They're like my best friends at this point. So every time, I drop my class off for lunch, I go in the cafeteria, I'm getting ready to go to the restroom, and all the kindergartners are, hey, Mr. Breakaway, puppet show. I'm all, okay, hang on. I go to the restroom, come back out of the restroom. The kindergartners, they got food coming out of their mouth. They're trying to tell me to do a puppet show. I go behind the partition and I do an impromptu ad lib puppet show. I grab whatever supplies are back there, staplers, pens. I put them above the partition, and I make the two make like they're talking to each other. And then, of course, kindergartners, so I make them look like they're fighting each other, and they fall on the ground. The kindergartners eating it up. It's so dumb. It's so much fun. But there was one time that the kids were having so much fun, and they were all cheering, puppet show, puppet show. My principal walked down from her office and came into the cafeteria, and she saw me holding up a chair as a puppet. And she started laughing, and she turned around and left. I was doing anything to make these kids laugh. So anyway, that was a lot of fun. I'm trying to share. I mean, I guess if I wasn't diverted from the staff room to the cafeteria, I wouldn't have had that joy to share with you. That was a lot of fun listening to those kids laugh. All right. I wonder what else I got on my paper here. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. I'm a mixed bag, right? I'm not 100% good. I try to cover it up by dressing up nice. You know what? I'm a human being. I've been programmed. I have prejudices. I have shortcomings. I can say things that irritate other people. Apparently, one of the things I can do that irritates other people is just being happy and going with the flow, because some people want to fight and argue and things like that. All right. Now, I'm not claiming that I understand one gender better than another. I did not grow up with women in the house. I've never had a long-term relationship. In fact, everything I know, I got two jokes here. In the 1990s, when I was, in my 20s, and I just finished teaching sixth grade, I used to joke that everything I know about women I learned from sixth grade girls, because up until that point, women were not a part of my life, and I learned a lot from those 11 and 12-year-old young ladies. All right. But then I like to say now, everything I know about ladies, I learned from working in an elementary school. And there's some people who know about elementary school, and they probably pat me on the back saying, it's not all like that, Breakaway Ray. It's not like that. So don't worry, it'll be all right. Not everybody. It's not always Godzilla versus King Kong in the staff room. All right. So I want to start there. Okay. So I'm going to start by telling you this story. This happened several years with students. This is a student story. This happened. I'm thinking of one year in particular, but I've had this conversation several times in my class. So I'm brave enough to share it now. So there were some boys, and they're not always considerate. And you know what? They might be teasing and bothering some of the girls. And if they don't stop, I'm going to have a problem on my hands, right? Because that girl's going to start complaining, and I wouldn't blame her. And I'm going to have to intervene. So anyway, there might have been, in this particular case, there might have been something that happened, and a girl who always tells the truth, she's got an expression on her face like she's a little bit outraged, and she's not done with this situation. And we're not just going to sweep it under the rug because some boy did something. He's probably going to do it again. So you know what? I got the whole class's attention there. This happened several times, several different years. I'm well, hey, boys, listen, let me tell you something. Now, all these kids know, not married, didn't grow up with women. They all know Mr. Breakaway. They all know, okay? So I say, hey, boys, listen, we might sort this out now here in third grade or fourth grade between you and this girl, okay? But that doesn't mean it's over, okay? You may think it's over, but sometime when you're at the high school and like you're walking across the quad and you happen to be walking by her, she's going to stick out her foot and trip you while you're carrying your food. You're going to fall on the ground. Your food's going to spill everywhere, and everyone's going to laugh, and no one's going to know that she did it. And she's going to like wink at you and say, oh, remember fourth grade? Now, when I exaggerated in a cartoon way like that, trying to share ideas of what it might be like for a little boy and a little girl as they move forward from fourth grade after this conflict, okay? First of all, none of the girls contradicted what I said. These are girls in the United States, everybody. It might be different in different cultures. None of the girls contested what I said ever whenever I said these things. And the boys also, they did not, because they knew, because the girls weren't saying anything, that Mr. Breakaway was right. And kids from both genders would ask, hey, Mr. Breakaway, how do you know this stuff? Again, how do you know? What experience do you have? All right. So we're starting there. I would say that the boys and the girls both learned lessons. Maybe I did too. I think I've got more. Hang on. Okay. I know I wanted to tell that story. I think there was something else that goes with it. Maybe I didn't prepare my notes carefully enough. But in any case, we're going to move on, everybody. There was a time, I'm pretty sure it was in November of 2024, when Rob Khalil's show, the Typical Skeptic podcast, went off the air on YouTube through no fault of his own. Okay. But I didn't know what was going on because, of course, there was no access to his channel, or there was no new posts, no new videos. And if you know Typical Skeptic podcast, Rob does 2 or 3 shows an hour. I mean, highly prolific video poster. Anyway, I noticed something that after a day or a second day or even a third day, I am really jonesing to hang out with Rob. I mean, I know we're not hanging out. I'm just listening to him talk to other people, not talking to me. Okay, but sometimes these people share information that's, it sparks my imagination. Anyway, I found out because a solid dude named Arkeem Rob posted on his channel that, you're only going to catch him on another channel. I'm not supposed to say the other channel's name. So, but I realized I had an emotional attachment just to listen to what Rob and his guests were saying. And then I want to back that up a little bit. I had an attachment to certain television shows. If it was a weeknight and reruns of Star Trek: The Next Generation are on, okay, it's a TV by appointment. I'm sitting on that sofa at whatever time that's on. Okay? Again, I was like emotionally attached to that show. How many times has LeVar Burton saved the Enterprise? So awesome. Okay, Commander LaForge, I should have said, right? Not the actor's name. Okay, you know what? When I was growing up, I was big into my vinyl record collection. I would just say records back in the 1970s. I would listen to my records and dance more than I would talk to people even then, right? Because if you're listening to a song, it's captured 3.5 minutes of very high vibration. And I would just play it all day and keep my vibe high, right? I got an attachment to that. Can you see why I need to go on a media fast? I'm letting other people inspire me. I could do this on my own. I didn't come down here unprepared. I got a gas tank. I could gas it up myself. All right. So I missed Rob's show when it was not on the air. And then I really had to consider, why am I reliant on anyone on the internet? Why? There's another dude I used to watch. His name was Aaron Dowdy. Rob knows who I'm talking about. Another guy that inspires other people and makes people think cosmically and things like that. He was one of my very first teachers. The guy was barely half my age. And I had to listen to him every day. I had to hear what he was saying. We seem to have some things in common. And you know what? He was posting a video every day. So I'm growing. This guy's growing on me, right? I'm attached to him. I've already mentioned the tarot readers who are female that would pop me up every day over the last couple of years. Now, one of them has been revealed. Go check out the video with the picture of Bashar in the thumbnail. I think I reveal one of them there. Okay. But again, I'm attached. These people are strangers on the internet. They have no idea who I am. Is that a real relationship? I can't look them in the eye. I'm pretending to look in your eyes right now. Right? Is a digital relationship really does that really suffice for me? Okay, because when I turn off the camera, okay, I'm looking around. Now, I got plenty of opportunities around me. I'm making choices. All right, where am I going here? I told about Rob. Okay. Oh, okay. So the tarot readers. Sometimes these tarot readers, they're human beings. They take a day off. They go have fun on a weekend or a holiday. And then all of a sudden I realized I was counting on them. And now it's been taken away. Okay. So now my dopamine and my chemicals and my hormones are all messed up because I didn't get my fix of Rob K or the lady that reads the tarot cards. I didn't get my fix. Okay. I wonder if any of you feel the same way when there isn't a live tarot throw on a day. We all have to get control of our emotions. We all got to get a hold of ourselves. Do you want to be reliant on someone who just talks to you on the camera and they don't know who you are? And can you really, even as presentable as I make myself, can you really rely on someone who's having a tough time relying on himself? Anyway, I'm giving you lots of fun things to think about. All right, I want to see what else. Okay, so now I think I'm ready here to go on. That's right, everybody. So I was just pointing out that you're all adults. And if you're having an emotional experience by watching Breakaway Ray, I want to thank you. I want to give you a hug. I can't. Okay. But I want you to consider what you feel when you watch something on the internet and how you feel towards the people that you're watching. Because you're having emotions. Start by recognizing them. Okay. All right, so here's another story. Yeah, this goes back to the previous story I told you about the little boys and the little girls, right? How they're kind of different, how they all learn about each other. So one year I had a student in my class. I presume this student is in her 20s now. She was from the Philippines, so English was her second language. Very excellent student, nevertheless. And she had a good time. You know, she came from another country. She didn't speak English. We made sure she had friends right away. We gave her opportunities to excel. And then in lots of ways, she overcompensated, but she was already like a very skilled student to begin with. So she's having a good time now that she's in California. And, she's got a healthy sized step family with 4 or 5 siblings in it. 2 healthy, happy parents, lots of activities. Her life really changed. And of course, she's in Mr. Breakaway's class, and everybody laughs every day in Mr. Breakaway's class. So it's the last day of school. Hey, can I get you to remember how I perceive my colleagues perceiving me at school? Okay. They're perpetually, comically angry with me. Don't even know why. It's just an exercise that they go through. Okay. So anyway, it's the last day of school, and here is this little 4th grade girl. She's sitting in the office waiting for her parent to pick her up. And it's a very busy office, and there's people walking by. And she realizes it's the last day of school. And the poor kid, she's actually crying in her seat. I'm not laughing at her. I was crying before I turned on the camera today. Okay. So, but anyway, she's crying. And, everyone walking by would say, oh, it's the last day of school. She's going to miss her friends and her class and school and all that. So one of my colleagues who sees this little girl crying, she teaches the same grade, and she wants, it's a little girl. Oh, let's go console her. Let's comfort her and make her feel better. And so anyway, she went over to talk to the little girl. I happened to be standing, not far away. I saw what was going on. And obviously the first thing the little girl said was, I'm going to miss Mr. Breakaway. And I don't know how that teacher kept a straight face. That's not what she wanted to hear. But I just wanted to share that part. I mean, again, everything I say about school is always colored by this bizarre shadow conflict. Again, it could have been cosmic, could have been supernatural. Okay, I'm going to call a timeout here. Timeout, please. One of my 3 timeouts. It is totally natural for a kid in 4th grade to be sad, that they're not going to see their teacher anymore. Oh, well, here we go to another story. This is the one I wanted to tell you. Okay, so I would do my impression of my own students before we would go on spring break or winter holiday break or summer vacation. I would be all, hey, you know what? We have spring break coming up, and I'm going to do my impression of you kids. Watch this. I'm going to do my impression of you kids on vacation, like on Wednesday of next week. Are you ready? Here's my impression of you next Wednesday. I miss Mr. Breakaway. I wish we had school. And none of the kids contested or challenged it. And they all agreed. And that reminds me of another story I was certainly going to tell you. It was the first day of school about 6 years ago. It was first day of school 6 years ago. No, maybe 7 years ago. Anyway, right around there, less than 10 years ago. I'm teaching 3rd grade. And, we've done so many things by the end of the first day of school. It feels like we've been there for like a month already. And anyway, there happens to be another 3rd grader, and the kid comes up and I say, we got to put that stuff away. We're going to go home now. And the kid says, I don't want to go home. I want to stay here. The kid want to keep on doing stuff at school. I'm all right. Well, I got to go. I got to go home and go to bed. So I'll see you here tomorrow. Okay. So great. Everybody's having a good time in Mr. Breakaway's class. All right. Where am I going with this? Okay. I told about the little girl from the Philippines. All right. And now we're going to go back to the staff room. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry about this. And I'm going to make this quick because the individual I'm talking about, I didn't want to showcase this person's story, but it relates to the staff room. I have some acquaintances who separated and got divorced. And when my friend, the husband, told me what was going on because his wife worked in a school, okay, before he was even done finishing his sentence, I'm all, dude, it's the ladies in the staff room. Okay, so my whole idea was his wife had been going into the staff room where it's just, if you're a dude, you just don't want to be there. I realize that some people are comfortable with the kind of complaining, and I don't want to use the word bitching that goes on in there. It can be quite nasty and mean. And then they open the door when the bell rings. They got smiles on their face, and now they're ready to go back in their classroom and have their students adore them. So anyway, before my friend was even done telling me what happened, I'm like, it's ladies in the staff room, dude. Now, long story short, turned out, you know what? If a certain union couldn't brave the outrageous slings and arrows thrown in the staff room, okay, then it's probably not on firm ground. It's probably not stable, and it was probably a good thing it ended. In fact, I'm just happy to say that I remember this, not that I'm happy about divorces. Okay, but even in this book, Bringers of the Dawn, the Pleiadians seem to be kind of flippant about holding on to one's spouses. They wryly quip that it would be probably a good idea to unload that spouse you've been lugging around for 30 or 35 years. I mean, that's not something that appeals to me, someone who is loyal. If I've been in it 30 or 35 years, I'm not interested in giving up on it, okay? I have invested in it. In any case, my friend's marriage dissolved after more than 30 years, and it turned out it was a good thing. It was full on tower card to star card. It was hard to believe that that thing could crumble, but apparently that was the case. And I'm going to say that in general, circumstances have improved for the two parties involved. All right, now that they're apart, okay, the man that was the ex-husband still had some belongings that belonged at the school where his ex-wife used to work. What a good guy. He says, I'm going to go take it to the school. So he's got these belongings. I don't know if it belongs to the school or he's just dropping it off for his ex. I don't know, but somehow he goes to the school. He's in the office of this school and he's dropping things off, and the door to the staff room is open, and one of the ladies that's friends with his ex-wife sees him, and she comes out. She comes out and she says, hey, I haven't seen you since all that went down. You know, we're just in a staff room. We complain about our husbands. That's what we do. We're doing it right now. I mean, she literally said that to my friend. And you know, on the one hand, a guy like me would say, you know, that kind of irresponsible talk got me a divorce. It caused me a lot of problems. Okay. I would be slow to say something like, you know, that talk turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Thank you very much for pumping up my wife to get a divorce. One thing this other teacher said was that, you know, your wife was very impressionable. But again, it's another situation where as soon as she came out and said, hey, we're just in the staff room complaining about our husbands, I would never leave my family. I'm all about family. Okay. But your wife is suggestible. Anyway, what happened while she's explaining that, he's thinking to himself, my name. He's all, Breakaway Ray told me this. He told me this before it all happened. Okay, so it's like a danger area, everybody. It's like a danger area. Don't go to Planet staff room. All right. And by the way, who was I, you know, when I was going through all that on campus, who was I commiserating with? Who was I holding hands with? Who was on my side? You know, if I said one thing to anybody, it would like erupt like wildfire and it would get worse. I couldn't do anything. All right. So I was totally in charge of whatever I thought and whatever I was enduring. And now I think we're ready to move on with some tarot throws. How am I doing on time? Oh, okay. Too much to say. Breakaway Ray. We're going to start off by talking about Planet Internet. I'm sure the tarot world would like to give us some tips about living on Planet Internet, because we do. Just because we're learning about it now or even paying attention to it now doesn't mean it doesn't already exist. Artificial intelligence, is that new? No. Who do you think put together all those Wikipedia entries? And I think we're going to start off. We're going to go next to get a hold of yourself. Be responsible for your own emotions. Do you really want to be reliant on somebody else? Is someone going to be there with you when you pass away and you talk to St. Peter, or you're there at the Egyptian scales weighing your heart on the scale of truth? Is someone going to be there? Are you going to be able to point your finger at somebody else? No, you are in charge of your own emotions. If you're not in charge of your emotions, if you're saying people made me do this, people made me do that, time for a little hermit card, time for a little introspection. Let's start with Planet Internet. Good. Ooh, what deck am I going to use? Well, I trust the classic look of the Robin Wood deck. Here we go. All right, Tarot World. I know there's an Internet of Things on planet Earth and on other planets. I know that there's an artificial intelligence, at least one, running militaries and time traveling operations and even controlling our society and how we organize it and what we know about it. But we're here to celebrate at StarCard Podcast, says the Three of Cups, because at least we're recognizing it and we're talking about it. All right, so fire it up, Tarot World. Would you like to comment on Planet Internet, interacting with the mechanical world in a digital way? Should we just yield all of our power to those mechanisms? Well, those cards all felt like they wanted to come out, everybody. So let's just see. We'll go with those right there. Planet Internet. Can I get some light? Hang on, almost. Wait a minute. Planet Internet. First up, the Hierophant. It's time to learn how integrated the digital world is with us. I mean, just like society is organized in the past, in the age of Pisces, with religion, okay? It's time for us to learn about the other entities and organizations modifying and adjusting our society as we go. Because if we can recognize it, we can adjust it. It's going to be a painful process to suddenly realize that the whole time we've been controlled by machines. We've let some things get past us. And if we're not careful, we're not going to be able to turn this card upside down and convert it. So Four of Swords says we really need to meditate on that. And the Eight of Cups says we're breaking away. This is the walk away card. You know, things look so good in the past, but it wasn't quite complete. What? Is there something missing? I mean, even forget about the past, even today, with all of our technology, does it really make a difference? No. Part of it is always deliberately withheld so that they can find a way to take some money out of our wallet before they share with us what they took from us. And so, in conclusion, there's the Page of Swords, everybody. Run, go play, go outside. It's double digit day. Defeat the oligarchs and put the digital devices in their place. Find a new way to communicate. Use your own internet. Be a free thinker. And then charge forward with energy, defending what is yours and defending what is right and ethical. Have integrity, says the Knight of Swords. Turn inward, says the Hermit. All right. I don't know. I realize I'm throwing the cards and it seems very thematic to me, but didn't I mention the Hermit card a bunch of times? Isn't that the message, everybody? We all got to turn inward. Okay. Thank you very much, Tarot World. On to the next subject. Get a hold of yourself. Be responsible for your own emotions. Are you going to be mad at a podcaster because they didn't turn on a camera one day? That's awesome, though. That's awesome to send that kind of energy. Like you care so much that you would be angry that you don't get to enjoy the show today. I always say that, what do I always say? Who even cares what I say? Love and hate are two edges of the same sword. If you care so much that you actually put the energy into hating, it shows how much you really love them. All right, get a hold of yourself. What do you have to say about that, Tarot World? Get a hold of yourself. Be responsible for your own emotions. Recognize your own emotions. You're grown-ups now, please. I know, we're adults, we're grown-ups. We don't have a lot of great role models. I understand that, yeah. I know, I could go on about what all the problems could be. I could speculate, but the Tarot World is here to tell us something positive and something to build upon. We're going to take it from here. The ball is fumbled. We're going to pick it up and run to the end zone. Get a hold of yourself. Oh, sweet. The Two of Cups. This is like a 20th century collect phone call. You have a collect call from the spirit world. Will you accept the charges? Yes, we will. Here comes the message. Get a hold of yourself. The Nine of Pentacles. You have everything you need. The Nine of Pentacles is the fruits of your labor. You don't need any help processing your own emotions. You are here to learn how to do it yourself. Get a hold of yourself. Yeah, there's your Knight of Swords again. Go forward. I mean, the emotions are your power. The emotions are what make magic. And if you have positive emotions, you can make positive things happen. Oh, do you have sour emotions? Then turn that card upside down like your hero, Breakaway Ray, and turn it into something positive. The obstacles have directed you to the path. Yeah, have another knight while you're at it. There's the Knight of Wands. Charge forward. You are protected. You're looking good. Okay? You got everything you need to handle those emotions represented by those marvelous beasts that you're riding upon. Okay? That's where your power is. Whoa. It's the Lover's card, everybody. And when you get control, when you get control of your emotions, okay, you have the love of the cosmos behind you. You're aligned with your soul's path. And so in conclusion, you're watching STARCARD. Be inspired. Be of agency to yourself. Okay? Okay, anybody else wondering if a tarot world is listening and following along? Another great thematic message. Thank you, tarot world. And now I know you can't wait. I'm talking to the tarot world to share inspiring messages. Thank you, tarot world. What a lovely set of cards. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for staying tuned in after an hour. Is it time to go to bed yet? Hang on. Yeah, let's see how many subscribers I have after the show. Now that I've told all those stories. All right, be strong, everybody. I'm going to go through the chat now, say hi to people who are in the chat. And then I'm going to get out the name tags. If you're new and you don't have a name tag, I'm going to make you one. And if you wrote in capital letters, it makes it very easy for me to find your tarot requests, everybody. I also want to say thanks to all the people who have been commenting on the other videos that we posted over the past week. I appreciate your input very much. Thank you for your support. And again, in case you're new or you're not aware, do check out the Psychic List Cross Appearances playlist where Bashar writes a biography of me. Let's say hi to some people. I think Kimmy Moses is out there. Hi, Kimmy Moses. I think Kimberly Bamford's out there. Hi, Kimberly Bamford. Kate O'Sullivan. Good to see you back. Hi, Kate. Lisa Talcott. Hi, Lisa. Let's see. Hey, Derek's here. Hi, Woo Rider. Hi, Desiree. Let's see who else is here. Hi, Spider Bite. All right. I wonder if Mark is here. Hi, Mark. Hi, Arwin. Good to see you again. I'm just looking at name tags, everybody. Or names, rather. I feel like there was a new one out there. Hi, Arizona Raven. Good morning. Namira. Hi, Namira. All right, hang on, everybody. Okay, I have drawn the line. That is a soft border boundary for me. In case there's someone who comes in after the line and your name is not above the line, I may not get to your reading, but there sure are a lot of people to read for already. All right, hang on, everybody. Still checking out names. Again, I feel like there was a new person I saw that I don't have a name tag for yet, I think. Missing Time 420. Hi, Jason. There it is. E. Marquardt. Hi, E. Marquardt. But you know what? Your name now looks familiar. I wonder if I have yours. I'm going to enjoy reading the chat after the show. I'm not reading it now. I think I've got everybody in my brain to find name tags. All right. Well, you know what? If I missed you and you're above the line, go ahead and type me a message now. I'm going to get the name tags up. I'm going to have to redo some of these name tags. Okay, so I've got a couple of Valentines and apples here, but I don't think anyone's in this small pile. Okay, good job with the capital letters, Lisa. I just saw that message. Please stand by. Okay, nobody from that pile, but I know I got some schoolhouses and cats and stuff. Here we go. I'm sorting through the cats. There we go. Kimmy Moses. And Spider Bite. Lisa Tailcat. Puppet show, puppet show. Okay, let's go through the schoolhouses. Arizona Raven. There's Kate O'Sullivan and Kimberly Bamford and Kimmy Moses, all three of you in a group, just like the Three of Cups ladies. Missing time 420. Namira. Oh, I'm going to get some practice today. And Derek. Okay, I got one more place I can look. I got some shamrocks. I want to take care of E. Marquardt. Sorry for the delay, everybody. Thanks for being patient. So I got these shamrocks. I wonder if I made a shamrock, because again, E. Marquardt's name looks familiar. What? These are not in order? What happened? Oh, Arwen's here. No, all right. Hey, E. Marquardt, I think I'm just going to make one for you. Make you an apple. And I think that's all the readings I got, everybody, okay? Okay, where are we? Okay, there we go, E. Marquardt. Now I get to go back through the chat, check out capital letters, because maybe people have deck preferences or questions like Lisa did. I did not list all the decks, so this is like insider menu day, right? You have to know what deck you want. Otherwise, we're all going with the flow. Yeah. Oh, Kimmy Moses, Lightseer. Okay. I'm going to get the Lightseer cards and put Kimmy's name on that pile. Hang on. Okay, got that. Let's see who else has requests. Okay, so I see Lisa's question. I'm looking for capital letters. Not a lot of tarot pleases. I just went by name tags. Oh, Namira, got it. Oh, you have a question. Okay. Let me get Namira's name tag out. All right, Namira, I'm going to put you on the Robin Wood deck over there. Okay. Arizona Raven, got it. Kate O'Sullivan, got it. Arwen, got it. I'm looking for capital letters. Oh, the Doors deck for Spider Bite, of course. Let's go get that deck. Tarot of the 78 Doors, Spider Bite's favorite. And then Kimberly Bamford, did you ask for the color deck? I think so. I mean, I'm a speed reader, but that's a lot. Oh, tie-dye deck, Kimberly Bamford. Got it. Okay. Trying to decide where to go first. I think I'm going to take care of Namira first. And then after Namira, we'll throw for Marquardt, and we'll take it from there. Let's go back downstairs. Thanks, everybody. We're going to have some fun now. Throwing tarot cards for the audience. All right. So Namira's question. Oh, wait. Kimmy Moses has a question too. I'll have to come back for that. Kimberly, no inconvenience at all. I'm so delighted to, cater to everyone's requests. So let me see. Where did Namira's question go? She had a question about her. Is there someone named Danica in the crowd? Did I miss Danica? Hey, Danica, did you show up before the line? Go ahead and type me a message in the chat. I'll get your name tag out. Okay. Namira, you had a question about the arrival of someone in your family, and there's so much writing that I've lost track of where your question was. Well, so Namira, I'm just gonna throw cards regarding that family member coming home. Okay. Here we go. Oh man, that's going to be fun reading the chat later. All right, these cards are for Namira. She's got a family member on the way home. How's it going to go? Namira is allowed to look. It's just like a crystal ball. We're allowed to look and make sure everything's going to be okay. I mean, I might be thinking about the witch looking after Dorothy, but the only thing that really applies here is that someone cares about someone else, and we're allowed to take a look. So these cards are for Namira and a family member on the way home. These cards are for Namira. Ooh, is that a double? Okay, let's try it, Namira. The Five of Cups. This is the card of disappointment. But then the Ace of Wands says there's magic in the air. And the Queen of Swords says you are right. And the Death card says there's endings, beginnings, and transformations. If this is a younger member in your family, a younger generation, this could be like one of those things where a parent might say, I told you so, but has to stop themselves from saying, I told you so. Something may have happened. Okay. It's a big deal to the person in the younger generation, but just like the person in the older generation noticed, that's where the magic happens. And you can transform that opportunity into new learning, a new opportunity, or wisdom, says the Nine of Wands. Now, this person is an experienced traveler, an experienced life traveler. And according to the Eight of Cups and the Justice card, he has a certain amount, I believe it's a son you were talking about, a male. He has a certain amount of maturity. He knows when to walk away and when it's the right time to walk away. That's what the Justice card says. We understand cause and effect. And if we send energy in one direction, it's going to come boomeranging back at us. So I'm going to say, here's the card for Namira, the good parent card. I prepared you for this. Look, you made the magic happen. Now you're so much better for it. You look so good walking away from things that don't serve you. Keep up the good work. I love you. Hey, Namira, I hope that was a fun read. Thank you for inviting me to read, Namira. It's nice keeping up with you and your family. Thank you, Tarot World. Thanks for the sneak peek. That's pretty funny stuff. Okay, so I think Kimmy Moses actually had a question. Let me go back up and check. Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay, so I would like some insight into my connection with goodness, with a capital G. And yeah, let's use the light seer to do it, Kimmy. These cards are for Kimmy Bamford. Sorry, Kimmy Moses. Sorry, Kimmy. These cards are for Kimmy Moses. Can you illuminate her connection with goodness for us, please? She probably knows exactly what it looks like. You would just be confirming it and maybe showing us a little bit more, like the immediate periphery, the radii, the directions in which Kimmy can walk. Have I got all the cards here? Yeah. These cards for Kimmy Moses and her connection to goodness. Yo, if you got a connection to goodness, I'm lucky you're tuned in to STARCARD. Thank you, Kimmy. Here you go. A general reading. Is there a connection to goodness, or how strong or profound is that connection to goodness? Let's try it, Kimmy. First up, I'm going to need some light. Ooh, the Emperor. You're totally in control of this connection with goodness. Wow. Wait a minute. Cool. Let's keep going. The Emperor, totally in control. Is that a beanbag chair? Or is it a giant peach? I'm going to get my magnifying glass because I'm about to ask, has this guy got a hookah? What is that thing? Oh, it's a chess piece. Thank goodness. Hey, everybody. It's just a chess piece. That's advocating and promoting intellectual exercise, okay? As opposed to what I thought it was. That would be intellectual, take a break. Okay, Kimmy Moses, your connection to goodness, you're in control. You have the King of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. The King of Cups is the empathic leader. So do you have a connection to goodness? You're in control of it. You've already advanced and been promoted to the King of Cups, because cups are emotions and feelings. And of course, the Three of Pentacles talks about building and implementing something with a team. You do have a connection to goodness, and you're building that connection. And I'm going to say it's already established. Look at how comfortable that guy is in that chair. Oh, you're watching STARCARD, and that's how you stay inspired. Well, not just by watching STARCARD, but by being the STARCARD, inspiring yourself, having a direct connection to light and goodness. I feel like, because it's my birthday and I celebrate it, I feel like Christmas morning when I look at this card. Okay, And so, Kimmy Moses, you have the 9 of Wands, the experienced person. Maybe we got a couple of bruises, but we sure got a lot of wands now and a lot of experience, okay? We're farther along than we were a long time ago. And the Chariot. You should keep on going. Look at you. You got your connection of goodness. You're on top of the Chariot. You got the light and the dark galloping together in the same direction. Good for you, Kimmy. Thanks for blessing us by chiming in at StarCard. Thank you, Tarot World. Powerful reading for a powerful person. I'm going to slide down in my chat. Thank you, Kimmy. I appreciate your feedback. That's right, Lisa Talcott, James and the Giant Peach. That's right. That's funny. Okay, I think I have some other requests here. So let's bust out the Doors deck for Spider Bite. Here we go, Spider Bite. Tarot of the 78 Doors. Always a challenging read with the 78 Doors. Here we go, Spider Bite. I like the backs of these Doors cards because it matches my tile tabletop. This tile tabletop was a piece of scrap, and now it's the prized possession in my StarCard podcast studio. All right, here we go, Spider Bite. You want that card too? Okay. All right, these cards are for Spider Bite. First up, I need my magnifying glass to see these. It is the King of Swords. Oh, wow. This is awesome. I mean, I like when the King of Swords shows up. So here you see a scene where like a doctor is about to break the news to a patient about whatever the diagnosis is, right? The King of Swords is the person, the character that basically says, hey, I'm sitting down with you right here. I'm going to tell you how it is. This is truth personified. Again, starting off the message right away, hey, Spider Bite, I got to tell you something. Whoa. It's the Sun card. Everything's going to be all right. And the Queen of Swords. You were right. So, no way. Two of Cups and Knight of Pentacles. The Two of Cups is making connections. Sometimes these connections are divinely made. You know, you got the help of the spirit world where you have a fortuitous meeting, a serendipitous uniting. Okay. But also when the Two of Cups shows up at the end of a sentence like this, it's also saying this is a message from the spirit world. Okay. Hey, Spider Bite, I got something to tell you. Everything's going to be all right. And guess what? You were right the whole time. That's the message from the spirit world. Now get up on your horse and go do the right thing. Check out this picture of the Knight of Cups. That's the Knight of Cups? Knight of Pentacles, excuse me. The Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is the good employee. He is the responsible steward. He's the one you want on your team long-term, long range. This guy knows the long-term goals and objectives. And check it out. He's so thoughtful. He's coming home from work and he remembered a gift for his loved one. Okay, so one more time. Spider Bite. Everything's going to be all right. You were right. There's a connection on the way and it's going to be a good match. There's a righteous dude. In conclusion, Spider Bite. Ooh, you have the Page of Pentacles. Guess what? The universe is going to present you with a surprise. Look at these guys presenting surprises. Okay. Well, anyway, Spider Bite, I hope that was a fun read. Very groovy vibe. Everything's going to be all right. People are coming to your door bringing prizes and presents. How wonderful for Spider Bite. Hey, everybody. Party at Spider Bite's house. Okay. Let's give these a toss. Thank you, Tarot World. Thanks for entertaining everybody and educating everybody. I've got another request here. Kimberly Bamford, one of the tie-dye deck. Here we go. The tie-dye deck, the fantasy color deck. Taking it out of the box and everything. Whoa. Tie-dye deck comes with a blank card. Here we go. Hey, Kimberly, I think this deck is just as excited as you are. These are some pretty colors. All right, these cards are for Kimberly Bamford. Tie-dye, fantasy color, as day breaks here on the West Coast. Wow. Thank you, tie-dye cards. These cards are for Kimberly. Thanks for your feedback there, Spider Bite. Have a good time. Here you go, Kimberly Bamford. Look at all those beautiful colors. Sweet. Well, it's the Chariot. Time to keep on going, right? Nobody has time to, no pauses, no breaks, no rest. Just keep going. The garden does not weed itself. Someone's got to get out there and weed the garden. The dog is not going to walk himself. Someone's got to get out there and walk the dog. Okay. The cat's not going to open up the can of cat food on its own. Okay. The Chariot, keep on going. 8 of Wands says that something's coming in, either travel or flight, or something's happening really soon. Or maybe you're heading towards something very quickly. How about that? I'm going to turn this into a positive. It's the 10 of Swords. It's the end of a painful episode. Watch this, Kimberly. You're heading very quickly to the end of this painful episode. Yay. That's good news. So 6 of Pentacles, let's do business. You're ready for energetic exchanges where you may have been, where you may have had a place to direct your energies in the past. You're now going to direct your energies in another direction, but it's all part of your life plan. And the spirit world's right there with you. Is that the 6? That is the 6. 6 of Pentacles. I know. Oh, there's the 6th one that I don't see right up there. Okay. All right. So you're heading very quickly to the end of a painful episode, and you're about to start something new. And you're going to be working with someone and maybe with the spirit world even more closely. The 7 of Pentacles says that you need to go with what you grow. You're not getting rid of, just because I'm a school teacher, I don't throw out my desks every year just to get new desks. I can't tell you how untrue that statement is, okay? Nothing's over. All those great tools and skills that you acquired up until today, guess what? That's what you're going to grow with. Go with what you're growing. Yay. All right, and here's an anti-media fast message. You got the Star card and the Page of Swords. You found a new way of communicating. You made some friends at STARCARD. You're talking to them in the chat. You're having a good time when you tune in. You're supporting the host in a big way. You're a big emotional support to me. And therefore, you are inspiring yourself and finding a new way to communicate. So it sure looks like what I know about Kimberly Bamford. Kimberly, keep on going. You're heading very quickly to the end of this painful episode. And you're going to go with what you grow and build on something new. And you're going to be inspired and find new ways to talk to people, new ways to communicate. All right, go for it, Kimberly. Thank you very much for inviting me to read. And thanks again for all your moral support. It doesn't go unnoticed. Let's give these a toss. Thank you, Tarot World. Lovely cards, lovely messages. Okay, we still have many more readings to go. Oh, okay. Sorry to make you wait there, Emarquat. Let's get you back up here. Emarquat. Let me find a fun. I'm going to go with the Light Seers Tarot for you, Emarquat. There we go. Hey, Emarquat. All right, let's put some cards for you. Wow. Fun images on these cards. These cards are for Marquat. Hey, Tarot World. I don't know Marquat, but I know you do. But you got a special message for Marquat. Ready to deliver. These cards are for Marquat. Thank you. Whoa. These cards are for Marquat. Can I have one more, please? Oh, two more? Okay. Hey, Marquat, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's have some fun. The 10 of Wands. There's a lot of work. I don't know if there's a lot of work to do, if there's a lot of work that you completed, but there's a lot of work involved. Look at that beast of burden carrying all that stuff. The Page of Wands. Hey, it's like that young person at the front of the parade throwing that wand in the sky. The Page of Wands. Why don't we go to the book and read to you about the Page of Wands? Whoa, doors. The Page of Wands, a child with too much energy, a faithful or loyal present. I beg your pardon. Let me read that over again. A child with too much energy, a faithful or loyal person. A stranger explodes into the seeker's life with good intentions. A great idea leading to success. And a good employee. So here you are. You have all this work to do. And thankfully, here comes an energetic person to help carry the load. And the Knight of Wands shows up too. The Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Then the Knight of Wands shows up and it indicates a journey, practical action taken in spite of distractions, and even a change of residence. There was a lot of work, but now that it's done, or we see the light at the end of the tunnel, we can be inspired. And now we can take practical action. You know, we've been waiting around for the right moment, and now is a good time. Now that this is behind us, getting way behind us, okay, we're ready to act and be our young selves again, our whole selves again. And here you go. It's the King of Wands. Yeah, he's ready to overcome all obstacles. He sees the big picture. It's funny how that work, once it's done, it really lightened your load and you see better what to do. And you can overcome more obstacles more easily now, I suppose, than maybe in the past. Hey, you know what, Marquat, I'm just trying my best here to find the story that the cards are sharing. Congratulations if this is the case. Two more cards, the Knight of Cups and the Eight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is a knight in shining armor, and the Eight of Cups says to walk away. So now that you're this very confident obstacle overcomer and communicator, okay, you know when to walk away, and you can come to the rescue of everybody else. Everyone can follow your example. Do you have what is that, a unicorn in the background there? Okay. And so, Marquat, in conclusion, whoa, it's the Chariot and the Two of Wands. Tarot, you totally get this message, don't you? The Chariot says, go forward, and the Two of Wands says, you have a plan. The universe likes your plan. You have the green light, go. Okay. Again, you did a lot of work, and you've accomplished something that's really lifted you up. And now the world seems much more malleable to you. You know how to manifest better. You can overcome all kinds of obstacles, and you can leave things that look like threats behind when those threats are really just guiding you in the right direction. So you know when to walk away. Everybody's knight in shining armor, even if you're just setting an example because you have integrity. So keep on going. The universe loves what you're doing. All righty, Marquat. I hope that was a fun reading. Thanks for inviting me to read. Way to go, Tarot World. What an exciting story. Oh, no. Are you kidding? Did we lose volume? Can you hear me? Can I get another message in the chat that you can hear me, please? Oh, hey, Marquat, got your message. Thank you. I guess you can hear me. Okay, good. All righty, Marquand, thanks again. Let's continue with our readings. Thank you, Marquand. Thank you, Kate O'Sullivan. Cool. All right, I think I got volume. Let's get Arizona Raven some cards. Here we go, Arizona Raven. Should we go back to the Lightseers deck? All right, why not? Thank you, Arwen. Thanks, everybody. I thought someone couldn't hear me. Here we go. Arizona Raven. We got some cards for you from the Lightseers deck. Star of the show today. Okay, I guess that card wants to come out. So does that one. Can I get a few more for Arizona Raven, please? These cards for Arizona Raven. Thank you. All right, Arizona Raven. It's all for entertainment purposes only. Let's take a look at some beautiful cards from the Lightseers deck. It's the 5 of Cups. It's the disappointment card. Look, she's just like watching all her energy get funneled down into that vortex, whatever it is. The disappointment card. Then more vortexes. It's the Magician. I mean, these vortexes almost look the same. Out of disappointment is born magic at the right time. Isn't that just like an experienced parent or grandparent? Oh, did somebody make a mess? Watch me clean it up and make the world better than it was before. Yo, 6 of Pentacles. Let's do business. Let's keep busy. Let's keep things going. Giving and receiving, even charity. You know, when you reach out with your magic, when someone has a problem, it's an opportunity, isn't it? It's an opportunity. So here's the Hermit. Someone's by themselves. Someone sits alone at the top. Oh, wow. Love it. It's the Star card. And the Star card represents, you know what? Let's read from the book about the Star card. The Star card, hope and faith. A blending of the best of the past and present. Bright prospects. Mastering the occult arts. Ooh, an awareness of 2 worlds. An awareness of 2 worlds. Mastering the occult arts. Of course, a hermit would master the occult arts. Okay? Blending of the best of the past and the present. Hey, Arizona Raven. Well, you know, when you finish with the Star card like that, you can't go wrong. Thank you, Tarot World. Thank you for inviting me to read and for tuning in, Arizona Raven. Let's give these cards a toss and go to the next contestant. Ooh, it's a long show. Here we go. Thanks, Tarot World. Who's next? Kate O'Sullivan. Great to have you back, Kate O'Sullivan. I'm going to throw the tie-dye deck for you. These cards are for Kate O'Sullivan. Thanks for tuning in, Kate O'Sullivan. All right, Tarot World. Here we go. Got some cards for Kate O'Sullivan. You want this one? Okay. These cards for Kate. These cards are for Kate O'Sullivan. Thank you, Kate. I'm going to lift you up with a bunch of cards today. I'm going to put one right in the middle. Here we go. Hey, Ray, which tarot spread is that exactly? It's the one where I just put cards and throw them all over the place. Okay, here we go. First up, Kate O'Sullivan. King of Pentacles, large and in charge. Give him the goblet and the remote control. He's the boss of the scene. And the Strength card talks about powerful persuasion and strength, obviously, and force. Real powerful King of Pentacles action. Shoot. How about the King of Swords? He's got all the truth, too. You got 2 kings and the Strength card, a whole bunch of strong masculine energy. This one's heavy with the truth. The World card, completion. The Seven of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. The Seven of Pentacles, go with what you're growing. The Knight of Wands, defend and protect your hobbies, your craft, your passion. Those, protect your me time. You need me time, and everyone else in your life needs you to have your me time. Don't forget to put on your own mask, as they say on the airplane, before you help others. But go with what you grow. You're doing something valuable. It's been a long time. Look at how old this guy is. He's been at it for a long time. The Nine of Wands, accruing all kinds of experience and tools. Okay, kind of like that professional who's been in the job for so long. They have skills and know-how that younger, less experienced workers don't have. And your last card, there you are, the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups. She is, let's read about the Queen of Cups. This book doesn't do a very flattering job with the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is empathic and psychic. It also says here a soft, nurturing mother figure, perhaps too protective. It says good insight, love, and gentleness. If this is Kate O'Sullivan, good insight, love, gentleness, psychic abilities, being empathic, okay? Well, it came through a lot of experience. It came through going through several stages of your life plan and overcoming certain sections of karma, okay? Because this talks about completion. You couldn't do or be what you are now had you not had the experience you had in the past, okay? The whole time you were correctly going with what you grow and pursuing it passionately as you should. Meanwhile, you're doing it amidst very strong male energy, which I'm going to say is positive male energy, both as like breadwinning energy and authority and truth and clarity, right? We're not mixed up with someone who hasn't got their act together. Hey, Kate O'Sullivan, I don't know how close I am, but you look like you're doing great as the Queen of Cups. Thanks for inviting me to read. That was a lot of fun. Thank you, Tarot World, for those lovely messages. Hey, thanks for your feedback, Kate O'Sullivan. I appreciate that. I agree. It was awesome, wasn't it? Thank you, Tarot World. The Tarot World hears the applause. Who's next? All right. I think we're going to go with some bros. Let's start with Jason, missing time 420. I don't know if he's still out there, but I'm going to throw some colorful cards and make you think about a Grateful Dead concert or days in the dorm room. Whoa, these cards for Jason. Oh, Jason, the devil card just popped out for you. Let's throw some more cards for Jason, missing time 420. Wait, I don't want you looking at me. Here, turn around. All right. This card wants to come out. All right, Jason, let's see what happens. So the devil card says to let it go. I think that you're probably an expert at letting things go. Okay. Crank up the sublime and let it go. Okay. All right, here we go. Missing time 420. The Queen of Wands. Have a zest for life. Be determined. Be courageous. The Knight of Cups. It's the knight in shining armor. Yeah. You're awesome, dude. The King of Cups. Wow. Let's read about the King of Cups too. Crazy. Tarot World's going for it today. I'm trying to find the cups. The King of Cups. A kind, considerate man, a father figure, a person interested in the arts, balanced, a deep man with quiet demeanor, quiet power. Yeah, that's Jason. This, tarot's multidimensional, right? Is this kind of what went on when Desiree first met Eyes? Well, that would be the wrong family. Sorry, Jason. I was thinking of Derek. Okay, sorry, Derek and Jason. I'm getting confused. Jason, let's start over. The Queen of Wands. Be courageous. Be determined. Have a zest for life. Be the knight in shining armor. When you're having that much fun, everybody wants to hang out with you. You're a kind, considerate man. Okay? So you make the magic happen, says the Ace of Wands, and everyone likes relaxing around you, says the Four of Swords. So, you know what? What is this, a message for me? Everybody loves you. You can let it go. Don't worry about the haters. Those guys got problems. Let them deal with their own problems. Let them deal with their own demons. I'm turning this card upside down. And so move forward with the power of the High Priestess. You know, cosmically speaking, Jason, we're all so much bigger than these petty playouts in the chat, right? We got so much more going on, but your participation is so important. You really are the knight in shining armor, and you show everyone how to be an empathetic, considerate participator in these discussions that are very important on the internet. Jason, I hope I did a good job. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tarot World. Yeah, hang on, Derek. We're going to go to you next. Here we go. Let's swap schoolhouses. All right, Derek. Having a good time out there. Derek, let's throw some tie-dye cards for you. And Team Woo Rider. These cards for Derek, Team Woo Rider. I'm so honored and flattered to have so many distinguished guests in my chat and watching my show and commenting. Thank you very much. I mean, big compliments, big props for me. Here you go. Derek, these cards are for you, for real. Whoa, Derek, how about the blank card? We're starting from scratch. The Two of Pentacles, we're starting from scratch, and now we're balancing two worlds. Is this like a meditation thing? If you clear out your mind, you realize there's two worlds going on. It's the one that we got to work through, the one with the bank account and taxes. And then there's the spirit world that everyone talks about on the internet that we don't learn about in school or in society or any institutions. I mean, if you just clear your slate, you can recognize the two worlds right away. Wow. Speaking of two worlds, how about some cosmic love with the Lovers and the Empress? Wow. I'm going to go to the book. That's no coincidence. Let's read about the Empress and the Lovers. The Empress, pregnancy, fertility, good advice, safety, security, hidden actions, a competent woman, safe and secure, who is building a future for herself and her family. And the Lovers card, love, respect, partnership, trust, communication, perfection, honor, romance, beauty, a couple that has worked together to overcome trials. So here's the real romance in this sitcom, right, Derek? You start from scratch. There's two worlds going on. Apparently, there's a strong union over at Team Woo Rider. That's where the real love is, right there. What a lovely lady and homemaker and partner and friend. Wow. And you two have been together through all the pains, says the Three of Swords. You were there together. And you know what? You integrated them into your relationship and you've built upon them. Wow, you are juggling two worlds. So let's turn that Three of Swords upside down. Way to overcome it all, you lovebirds. So, Derek, in conclusion, the Six of Swords says, you're being guided from rougher waters to calmer waters by an invisible hand. What a beautiful card. It's like Claude Monet just painted that. Oh, and there's the Two of Cups. Team Woo Rider, that's a message from the spirit world. How you like that? Way to go, Tarot World. Thank you very much for sending that message to my friends, Team Woo Rider. Well done, Tarot World. Who's next? Arwen. Here we go. Arwen, I'm going to throw the Robin Wood cards for you. These cards for Arwen. We're starting off with the Empress starring in the show again. Thank you, Derek. Appreciate your comments. Thanks for tuning in. It's lovely to have you here. These cards are for Arwen. Whoops. Can we have some cards for Arwen, please? You're on fire as usual. Sending your messages. Yay, Arwen. I see the shamrock and the happy guys in the chat with all those hearts. These cards are for Arwen. Okay, why not? So, Arwen, the Ten of Cups. It's a dream come true that you're now in the position of the Empress after all that work that you did to get there. Congratulations on making your dream come true. Arwen, Eight of Pentacles says, either you worked at it very carefully, or you still apply yourself, or yet there's still more for you to apply yourself to. I mean, this is not the end of the reading. This is not it. This is just getting you situated for the next inning of your life, where you still have a chance to be a Page of Swords. Let's go to the book and read about the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords: vigilance, agility, insight, keen vision, service done in secret. The seeker obtains the help of a younger person. Service done in secret. The Empress also arranges things like surprise parties in secret. No one sees her do it. Okay. Isn't that like the unsung hero of a homemaker? Right? The kids never ask, how much work did it take you to get all these snacks ready when we come home from school, Mom? They just want the snacks. Okay. Ace of Cups. You have a whole new life ahead of you. You're getting a brand new life. You're being promoted. You've already demonstrated that you are capable of doing this good work and accomplishing it all. So keep applying yourself. You get to fly a new kite and have a new life. Six of Pentacles. Get ready to do business. It also talks about charity. But when you want to receive something, sometimes you got to start by giving. That's how the energies exchange. So start by giving. Somehow the energy has to come back to you, whether it comes back to you from the person that you gave it to, or it comes back around some other way. The energy has to come back. That's the nature of it. So give and ye shall receive. In conclusion, Knight of Cups, you're like the knight in shining armor. They made the right choice by sending you down here, Arwen. Okay. You're going to be a hero to yourself and to others. I hope that was a fun reading. Thanks a lot for inviting me to read. I appreciate you being here. Thank you, Tarot World. Queen of Swords. You were right, Arwen. Thank you, Tarot World. Am I almost done? Oh, I got two more. I got Lisa Tailcat and Kimmy Moses. Lisa, you had a question. Wait a second, Lisa. I'm sorry. I know where it is, too. It's right below my line. Yo. That was way a long time. Sick all the time. What can I do to turn it around? I'm sorry you're not feeling well, Lisa. Why do I feel sick all the time? What can I do to turn it around? Well, I know you remember the chart from the beginning of the show 2 hours ago with a Venn diagram. I mean, I shouldn't say that there are limits because there really aren't any, so I'm told. All right, but we're going to ask the Tarot World, why is Lisa sick? And what could she do about it? I don't know if you're taking a walk every day, but if you take, I'm just pretending here. If you take 10 steps, okay, then tomorrow when you take 10 steps, it's not going to feel that hard. You're going to have to build up your fun muscles. Walking seems like medicine to me in lots of ways, but I'm not a medical practitioner. I can barely say the word. All right. Hey, Tarot World, maybe you'd like to offer some tips. This is for entertainment purposes only. Lisa's not feeling well. Oh, wait a second. This is Lisa Tailcat. So let's move things around while we think of the New York Knicks and the Harlem Globetrotters. And yeah, you know what? We'll go like that. Here we go. Sweet Georgia Brown. We did the music. Lisa's got her notebook open. Okay, Breakaway Ray, make me feel better. It's the Wheel of Fortune. Talks about good luck, bad luck, and life plans. The Nine of Pentacles, the fruits of your labor, build upon, what you do have. You've got an investment in a way. You've invested some energy, and that's the energy you want to build upon. Right. You're going to prize what shines. You're holding on preciously to what feels good or what shines for you. I mean, you started with 9, and now it feels like you only have 4. You're holding on tightly to what you got. You don't know what the plan is. You don't know where the wheel's going to stop. Did you ever see this card, the Wheel of Fortune? Because if you look at the lady's face on the card, like it changes depending on what part of the wheel you're on. And then here is the King of Cups. I don't know. Maybe it's like it's time for Lisa to ask the tarot world what's going on. Well, Lisa, here's a story. The Three of Wands, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. You have to have foresight. We're looking into the future. Your ships are going to come in. Whoa, the Lover's card, and it's upside down. Wait a minute. And the Four of Swords says to relax and take a break. Okay, wait a second. I want to read about the Lover's card. The Lover's card: love, respect, partnership, trust, communication, perfection, honor, romance, beauty, a couple that has worked together to overcome trials. I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark here, Lisa. Maybe we had other plans for what our future would look like. Was there some kind of betrayal? Okay. Well, we could put it to rest. Yeah, exactly. The Nine of Swords talks about sleepless nights, and the Three of Cups talks about celebrating with friends. I took the Nine of Swords and I turned it upside down right away. We don't need to worry. We're putting it to rest. We've got friends. We've got people we can trust. Even people in the chat at StarCard Podcast mean more to me, and I can trust them more than people in my real life. There's so much, they are solid. Okay. So we're not going to give up hope on trusting people. Okay. It was part of our show where we had to experience it. We walked away with what we had. Okay. And now the right thing to do is to let it go. There's no reason for us to hold on to distrust. Okay. We can look to the future and celebrate in the present. How does that help you with your health? When I was younger, I was not feeling well. I had a cold, and I talked to my friend on the phone for like 40 minutes. And by the time we were done talking, I wasn't sick anymore. I know you're creating connections here on the internet. I hope that you've got some solid, trustworthy connections to explore in your real life. If you go, well, I'm not going to talk about medicine. I'm only here to pump you up, right? Attitude overcomes all. This is for entertainment purposes only. And between me and the tarot world and your spirit guides, I'm pretty sure we all think you're going to figure it out. Who else is trying harder than you to do that? Four of Swords. Relax. Take it easy. Okay. Thank you, Lisa. You know, we're all rooting for you. And finally, Kimmy Moses, did you have a question? I'm getting all confused. Kimmy, I can't recall if you had a question, if I took care of it for somebody else. There was a lot of readings today. But I'm going to go ahead and throw the Light Seers deck for you. Why is it? I'm having like deja vu, like I've already thrown for Kimmy. Anyway, maybe I'm thinking of the other two Kimmys. Kimberly's. Hey, Kimmy Moses, I'm glad you're a fan. Thanks for tuning in. I feel like we have the same sense of humor. You know, if we could be delighted to see a title of a YouTube video with Malcolm X and the Space Pope in the title together. All right, we're having fun. These cards for Kimmy Moses. All right, Tarot World, time to shoot off your fireworks. Here's your last throw. Oh, 2-hour show. Unbelievable. I'm never turning on the camera again. I'm teasing. Hey, Lisa, thank you very much for your comment. I can't wait to read it after the show, which will be in a few minutes. Here we go, Kimmy Moses. Hoping you're having fun wherever you are. First up, it's the Page of Swords again. Page of Swords. New ways of communicating, lighting up the sky, new ideas. Yeah. You know, congratulations. God bless. I'm glad that, you know, your mind is being stimulated with the fireworks that you find throughout the day, not just on StarCard Podcast. You have the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Cups. Wow, Kimmy. The Queen of Swords says, you were right. This is a wish come true, says the Nine of Cups. Learning all this stuff that you learn and share and discuss with others, you are totally right. It's a dream come true. It's a wish come true. This is what you wanted. You were looking for this information. And the King of Wands says, you now see the big picture. I like this story because it has to do with learning. The Tower card. Well, now that you learned, guess what? The Tower card says there's a lot of stuff that's standing up that's got to come down. I mean, we're not even going to notice it anymore. It's going to be like they're going to blow away in the wind, like the Dust Bowl in the 1920s and 30s in the United States. Here's the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. Sometimes, well, all the time, you got to be the Queen of Pentacles, the sensible, practical, working parent. All the time, you got to be the Queen of Pentacles. But the Knight of Cups says, secretly, you really are the knight in shining armor. You're rescuing people all the time. They may not even say thank you or realize that you rescued them. Doesn't matter. You're taking care of them, Kimmy. And in conclusion, you're my favorite queen. You're the Queen of Wands. You have a zest for life. You are enthusiastic, determined, and courageous. Go for it. You go, girl. 2 hours of fun with Breakaway Ray. Hey, everybody, you made my day. Now get out there and make your own day. We'll see you next time, whenever next time is, here on StarCard Podcast. Thank you, Tarot World. Great messages. All right, have a good one, everybody. Thanks, Tarot World.